Hey, I hope you're doing well. My name's Jake. I'm a big fan of making music, and I'm at my parents' home for the holidays. Now, a long time ago, I picked up an 11 rack. It's an audio interface from Avid that also has a ton of guitar effect processing built right into the interface. Really cool thing, but it's old. I mean, it came out in 2009, so that's what, 15 years now. The technology has obviously come a long way. There's been Axe Effects and Helix and Neural DSP, all this wonderful stuff that has come out since the 11 rack sort of paved the path for this whole category of gear. And, now I'm just kind of curious, like, is the 11 rack still a viable tool as we head into 2025? Some of the things I'm thinking about are like, is the software support still there? How easy is it to edit patches? What does it actually sound like? And how does that maybe compare to some of the stuff that we have, at our fingertips today? Yeah, I'm just curious. Let's take a look at the software side first. And if we can get the software working, hopefully we can dial in some presets. All right, so now that I'm at my computer, let's just see what they have for drivers. I'm going to hit decline. Looks like the latest release came out April 22, 21. And I'm just going to try to download this and see if we can install it. I'll click the installer side and page through here. All right, so the software installation restarted my computer, but we're back in action. And I remember this from back in the day. I think this is going to live in settings. So let's just see. Okay, yep, Avid 11 rack right here. Now it says device not connected. Dang, I know that my device is connected because I made sure to do that before trying to download the software. What this is telling me is that there's not software support for this device with my computer. I'm not too surprised by that. I mean, again, it's 15 years old, but it means that I'm not going to be able to use it as an audio interface. I'm not going to be able to edit the 11 rack on my computer. Now, those are really the two drawbacks, and it doesn't mean that the 11 rack is totally dead in the water. Can still use it as it was intended to be used with the onboard editing. Let me get my studio rearranged and we can take a look at how to edit presets on the device itself. All right, so I'm over by the 11 rack, and as I mentioned, you can actually make the edits to the patches directly on the device, which is a really cool feature, and it's honestly why I loved this thing when I first got it. And I think what we'll do, looking at the 11 rack here now, I think we should do a factory reset before we go any further. That way we can just kind of hear what did the developers intend for us to have, when you get this device, directly from a manufacturer. To do that factory reset, I'm going to go to this edit button. If I hold it, we get this menu. And then you can actually use this scroll wheel. This encoder will let you scroll through. And on page 3, reset memory. That's what we want. And I'm going to hit select by hitting this button. This is kind of the layout where anything you need to do on the screen corresponds to the buttons on the sides, like you've seen. And it says, are you sure? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I could honestly care less. So I hit, yes, I'm sure. And now it's just going to reload the 11 rack. That's basically how you do the factory reset. And from there, what I'm going to do is I'll plug in a guitar and we can just play through, some of these presets, get a sense of how they actually sound. Let me go grab a guitar. Here's what that first patch sounds like. That's a pretty monster sound. It's kind of quiet, so I'm actually going to turn this volume knob up. Now that just controls the overall volume for the device, so doesn't impact the tone in any way. It's just sort of like a master volume. Big Blue. Chorus Clean. Jangly stereo. Saturation. '80s clean. Secret journey. Black hat. Country swirl. Metal spread. Stereo matches. So that's a kind of quick overview of some of the presets. Let me set the guitar down and I'll give you my key takeaways here. So, is the 11 rack a viable tool in 2025? I'm going to make a case that probably for most people it's not the move. Now, back in the day, it was awesome because it was an audio interface. I could edit it on my computer, and it still had the hands-on controls that I was familiar with from using other equipment, and it sounded great. It was really the crossroads of all of those things. And if you're looking for a product that does that, in 2025, the 11 rack is not that product because it doesn't have the software support. You can't use it as an audio interface. They're not going to be updating the patches to, improve upon the sounds year after year. And there are a lot of companies like Neural DSP, Helix, I think Axe FX, Kemper, that all do this thing. And I've never used them, but they're more recently released and they're going to have software support longer than something like the 11 rack, which came out in 2009. But as we just heard, it does still sound great, and that's not for nothing. So if you or someone that you know is maybe thinking about getting into a digital amp simulator, you want to kind of try it out for a cheap price, I think these things are going used for only $200. If you have a way to capture that analog output from the device, whether that's like a separate audio interface like I was using, perhaps plugging it directly into the front of a guitar amp, that would be a great way to get someone hands-on with like all of the presets that come with the 11 rack, and then how you can edit all of the things and adjust the signal flow and all of that. The menu diving and stuff like that, it kind of comes with the territory, and I think it's good for people to understand whether or not they like that for themselves before they make an investment in a $500-$600 amp simulator. And so this could be a really good entry tool for someone who's looking to just get their head around whether or not they want this kind of thing in their life. It could also be great in like a jam spot, right? Say you dial in a couple presets, hook it up to a PA system, and it's just kind of there for people to use as a guitar amp. That's totally viable application for this thing as well. So Yeah, it's probably not the move for people who want what this thing was back in 2009. But it does have some fringe applications, and if you're looking for something cheap, if this video has kind of showed you that it does what you were hoping it would do, I say go for it. So I'd love to hear from you guys if, maybe you have an 11 rack and you've been using it. Maybe you've been thinking about picking one up just to screw around with it. Maybe you've got something from another manufacturer that would be something I would want to check out. So definitely drop a comment below if you have any input on this topic. If you liked the video, a like on the video would go a huge way to supporting the channel. I know it doesn't seem like much, but it really does let me know that you guys are into the content that I'm making, helps push the video to new viewers. So it would mean a lot if you would give it a like and consider subscribing to the channel so that you stay posted the next time I put a video out. Well, that's going to be it for this one. Thanks so much, and until next time, let's go make some music.